Hello and welcome to this class. We'll be looking at how to design a very simple event flyer like this one. To start, go over to your Pixel Lab, tap on the icon my arrow is pointing at, then click on colors and select white, select the color white, then click the check mark, pause the image for the flyer. You can crop out a little part. Now use the white dots to increase the image like so. When using images in your design, do not use the cycles to adjust it, it alters the image. I'm going to copy the image because when you add a picture to the app, the quality reduces a bit, so you have to copy it and delete the previous one. The next thing to do now is adjust the image properly using position. You can decide to move it by 6 pixels, 2 pixels, or 1 pixels. These arrows are used to either move the image left or right, up or down. Once the image has been adjusted, click the check mark. Now go over to layer, lock the image. Next, go to shapes, scroll down and change the color. So you can tap on this plus sign, a color palette comes up which is used to adjust colors. After you've done that, place the top right corner and drag it down a bit. So this place where the circle is, you tap on it and it gives you grid lines to use on your design. It makes it align your work like a ruler. Now as you can see, 1 2 3 4, and this line here is the middle of the canvas, so I'm going to move the square using position to align it properly at the center. Once that is done, you can lock the square. So this lady's image is behind the square, so let us adjust that. Now go over to layer, tap on this icon next to the lock sign to move the image to the front using this. Okay, now it's time to start designing. Now go to shapes and adjust the radius to about 9%. Then place the shape here. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the radius a bit to about 6%. Now increase the size of the shape like this, then go over to relative position to place it at the middle using this icon. Once that has been done, you can go to layers to lock the shapes. Then next, go to import to add a logo. So once you've imported the logo, you can crop it out a bit. Then use this dot to reduce the size of the logo by moving it upwards. Then once you've done that, just adjust the logo to where you want it to be. So make sure to lock the logo once you are done adjusting it. Go to this icon here that shows a big letter A. Tap on it to see the word text, then tap on edit. So I'm just going to type in what I'm going to use for this event flyer. Okay, so Greenland Innovation Board. Once you are done, you can just tap on this double T up there to increase it to capital letter. Change the color to black because the original color comes out as hash. So change the color to black. Then go to font to give it the font of our choice. I'll be filming a video on how you can download fonts and how you can also import it on your Pixel Lab. I'm just going to reduce the size of this Greenland Innovation Board, then go back to my fonts to give it a font. So this is the font I'm going to be using. I'm going to type it and I'm going to use the Montserrat font. Okay, so I'm using, so I'll send this font package to you, which you can also use to replicate this design. So reduce the size to about 14, then move it a bit so it can be a little bit beside the logo. The next thing to do is go to colors and select Greenland only like this and change the color to green. Alright, so I've chosen the color. This is the color code I'll be using for green 004605. Now you can go to layers and select the previous box that we added, which is this blue box. So I'm going to change the color to green because the theme is Greenland Innovation Board. Okay, so I'll be giving it a lighter shade of green. You can always replicate this design by using the exact same color. Now we are going to import a particular background, which is this. just to add a little bit of effect to the flyer. So you can just adjust it. Then once you're done with that, send the background to the back of the lady's image. Alright, so you set the background to the back of the lady's image, and when we are done with that, we need to go to opacity, because to reduce the background a bit so it can blend in with the flyer. We don't want the focus to be way too much on the background, so I'm going to reduce the opacity to somewhere around 52. Alright, now that we're done with that, we can just go ahead and start adding the write-up. So I'm going to go to text, add, type in the word speaker. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is just try to increase the size, then give it the color white, and I'll change the font to Montserrat. Use the bold font. Then when I'm done with that, I'll just, okay, let me quickly do that. So this Montserrat's bold, which I'm going to use for this is it. So I'm just going to tap on this curve here to rotate it like so. You can always go to rotate on your Pixel Lab where you see rotate max font style. Yeah, you can tap on rotate to check the particular angle of the text. So this is definitely angle minus 90 degree. Alright, so the next thing to do is just use my position tool to try to position it at the middle of the green box. Then you can use your grid lines to check if it's well aligned, like what I'm doing right now. So you can increase the text size. Now you can and type the word guest. So this is the next thing we're going to do. So you make it to adjust it in your flyer. So just follow me along to see what I'm doing. Alright, now we're almost done with the flyer. The next thing to do is try to replicate this box. The first one that we did. Just going to make a smaller one. Or you can as well use the grid lines to make sure, and we have to reduce the guest speaker font. The write-up is too big. The second box, so we're going to reduce that after making sure these boxes are aligned. Alright guys, now I'm just going to import a 4-leaf clover like this. I'll change it and try to place it somewhere around the green box just to give it, so you can just follow along to see what I'm doing. Alright, so I'll go to opacity to this leaf. I'll give it like about, just so it won't clash with the design, maybe 6%. Thing to do now is just copy the same flower again. Opacity have already been reduced, so you just have to copy it like that and send it boxes so that it won't show on the box that there are flower. That I want to send the flower to the back of the box, or the two squares that two shapes rather, yeah. Alright, now that we're done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is give this box a stroke, a green stroke. So I'm going to go back to stroke, enable it, and the stroke width here is 2. So I'm just going to leave it like that and change the color to green. So what that remains now in this design is just for us to add the text. So I'm going to give her the name of the speaker, we'll add the location, time, dates, and social media handles and all that. Alright, so the name of the person is a Montserrat board written in green, so you can just copy it. Now I'm just going to add the title. That's founding director of whatever name I can think of to her. So I'm just going to put founding, director. Yeah. Okay, so this is the write-up. So we can go back to font and change it to a lighter Montserrat font. We can use the Montserrat regular. And when you're done with that, just reduce the size and place it under the name. Okay, you can just adjust this properly. Copy, and the next thing we want to do now is add the rest of the write-ups on the second box. So, sorry, I'm not even recording. Right, now it's time to add the various, just add the dates of the events and the location and social, and we are done with the flyer. So I'm going to this to reduce the size a bit, and I'll change the color to color green. Yeah, I'm going to show you the color code that I use. So you can use this exact same color code for me when you're replicating this design. I'm coming. Alright, so this is the color code that I use. Go to this pencil icon to be able to view your color code. Color code here is 004605. That's what I'm using for all the color greens in this design. So if you want to give, so you can just use that same code for every single thing here that needs the color green. Alright, now we are done with our address. The next thing to do is go to import. We are going to add the Instagram logo. Just go over to your Pinterest to download it. Just type on Instagram PNG and it's going to come up. You tap on it and you go over to your photo room to remove the background of the logo. So using relative position, you can position the logo to be, just to make it faster. You can just use this to push it to wherever you want it to be. So now I'm just going to use my position to do that. I mean, this Instagram logo, we'll change the color to instead. Alright, so in your text box you can add in Greenland board, change it to green also. This is what we're to use for the name of the social media account. Alright, so now the only thing left for us to do is to save our image because we're doing the flyer. So you can go over there. When you save your image, always use the PNG format and Ultra format. And we are going to go to the Snapseed app to edit it. So in Snapseed, just tap anywhere to open. You'll import the image that you've already saved. Alright, so it has been imported. Now go over to tools. You can just tap on tools here. So in tools, you can click on Toon Image. Let us use detail. Click on Toon Image, yeah. Alright, so in Toon Image, you can increase the saturation to somewhere around 22 plus 22. Okay, and when we're done with that, just go back to tools, tap on this. Make sure to download the Snapseed app on your phone. You can always get it on Play Store. So give it a sharpening of plus 17, then the structure just a little bit plus 5 or 6 or something. Alright everyone, we're done designing our flyer and this is it. So thank you very much for joining this class. I'll see you in the next